Welcome to Massive Capital Girls Society. We're a tribe of women who have come together on a mission to help 1 million women create generational wealth. We are doing ourselves, and now we want to help all of you and everybody outside. Also, we want to help you grow on every single aspect of your lives, personally, professionally, and spiritually. So we're super excited to have you, and we're excited to have you join us on this mission.
Hello, everyone. We are so excited to introduce Ms. Lisa Bahar. She has a knowledge of the corporate world and due to her many years of experience in law offices as a paralegal and legal assistant. It was her own powerful healing experience through hypnotherapy that led her to this science. Changing course, she chose this path to help and lead others heal. In 1999, she founded Heal Within Incorporated. Lisa is a best-selling author, motivational speaker, host of Lisa TV, and a weekly podcast. She earned her clinical hypnotherapy certification from the Hypnotism Training Institute of Glendale in 1996. She's also certified as a stress management counselor, action coach, anger management, and domestic abuse consultant. In 2013, she founded and has been the lead organizer of the 3E event, where in 2022 celebrated the 8th annual event dedicated to empowering and inspiring women. The 3E objectives are to evoke what was, embrace what is, and to evolve what will be. You matter. Today, she is on a new venture launching collaborative book called The Powerful She and her TV show on Lisa TV, spotlighting inspiring individuals, especially women who have had unique experiences or have overcome extreme challenges of their own, healed their pain, and are now able to make a difference and impact the lives of others. We welcome you, Lisa, and we're so excited to have you here.
Thank you so much, Maria. This is absolutely amazing. And thank you, everyone, especially Jasmine, for inviting me.
Awesome. Thank you, Lisa. We're super excited to have you. So tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and how where you are now.
Well, Maria did an incredible job. How do I top that one? Where am I right now? As she mentioned, we are working on a collaborative book. I am sitting in my office right now, overlooking a beautiful garden. And where I am now is exactly where I am supposed to be. I'm a true believer that no matter what our experiences and our life has been in the past, has guided us and put us on a path to be exactly where we are at this very moment. Even as we're all sitting here and the song that you played, it's not only the power of that, but the words that impact us every single day. So growing up, I'm originally from Iran. I am Armenian. I speak 3 languages and a little bit more French. So 3.5. And I've been in this country that I love since I've been 14 years old, from middle school until now. So that's where I am. And I think from this day forward, it's nothing but higher up.
I totally agree with that, Lisa. So tell us about how did you get started in the business?
In this line of business,
business.
I think I have shared this with so many. I like to call it, I was already helping with people, and I called it in a masculine way, which is being in the law firms and as an assistant to attorney. I was never a good secretary, but I was a great manager and people person. I was great in the interrogatories and meeting the people. But when it came to typing, I constantly made mistakes because I didn't realize until later, about 10 years ago, 12 years ago, that I am dyslexic. So constantly making mistakes and everything, and having this, I'm not good enough, or I can't. So I had already gone through a divorce, and the family wanted to bring us together right before the 6 months cooling period, right? And my body broke down again. I was under a lot of stress, family stress, professional stress, personal stress, and in pain. I had carpal tunnel. They told me I have carpal tunnel. I can't type very well. I had knee issues and I was a dancer. So my knees were having all kinds of water, and my body created my third ovarian cyst. And the doctor had told me within a month, we're going to go through surgery. I came back to the law firm and I went to the HR director, and she saw me in tears and she said, I'm going to send you to my acupuncturist. And that's what she did. And on my second session with the acupuncturist, he gave me a sheet of paper and said, did you know that hypnotherapy can help with ovarian cysts? And I'm like, what does up there have to do with down there? I knew a hypnotherapist through my networking within the community. In less than 5 sessions or 6 sessions, I believe I healed in a way that having a dialogue with my body, having a dialogue, now I know the words dialogue, having a mind-body connection, I no longer needed the cyst. So I asked the cyst to go away once I understood what it was for and why my body was creating it. And that was what led me to understanding that we are more than just what happens to us. Everybody talks about everything happens for you, but unless you go through it and then you look back, you don't understand it, because it's very difficult to say, I would not want this to happen for me, right? So I'm sure a lot of you will turn around. I didn't want to be here. I didn't want this problem or this drama or trauma to happen to me or my loved ones, but we are exactly where we're supposed to be. So I never needed to have my third surgery and went to school a year and a half later, left the law firm, and lo and behold, this is my longest relationship.
I love how you say that, how it was masculine working in the law firm. It's more feminine what you're doing now. Can you give us more about hypnotherapy, like what it is, and maybe what's the difference between normal, like therapy that we would go see a therapist for, or how it's different from any other therapies that we're doing right now?
Perfect. So let me ask this. How many of you consciously have been hypnotized?
I
Group says one.
One time, but it was fake. He told me, like, just go with it, just go with the flow. And we're on stage. I'm like, are you effing serious? So then I didn't think it was real. So yeah, I don't know even if I count.
No one else? No one else has consciously gone into hypnosis?
Carolyn has.
I actually have taken hypnotherapy courses, and neuro-linguistic programming. So I have a very good friend who her business is hypnotherapy. So I certainly appreciate it, and it isn't anything like we thought it was. That's what I.
Yes.
Yolanda has, and Karen has said that she hypnotized someone. So
there you
that's
go.
awesome. So we've got some people in the chat. Karen just popped on for a second.
Exactly. So
maybe
you didn't even know this, right, Maria?
Yes.
Here's the thing. We all have been hypnotized. As a matter of fact, in our trade, what we say is we hypnotize you to bring you to full conscious awareness. So because we are inundated with things that we are bombarded by, right? And it can be commercials, it can be ads that you look at. Actually, you sit in a car, and if you're all drivers, I bet you every one of you knows how to drive. First day that you went to take driving classes, you were very awkward. You were probably awkward the first few months until you got a hang of it, until that became a new way of being. And now you sit in the car, you don't think twice about the gears. You don't think twice how to start the car. Nowadays, the cars are a button. There's no more keys, right? Look at how you are programmed. And you think of, okay, where am I going? And that's it. Unless there is a traffic light, you don't stop. Unless there is a stop sign, you don't stop. It's a green light, you go. And that's exactly how we function in mind and body, because we don't think until, so we are all in a state of hypnosis in an auto zone. That's what I call it. So when I like to give this example is for gentlemen, I say, gentlemen, did you know that when you are watching a game and you're zoned into that game, and for women, it's a movie, it doesn't matter if it is on Netflix or it is on Lifetime, you are so much into that movie. The phone can ring and then you ignore it because you're so in here, right? Zoned in. And it can be cooking, it can be, not many people iron nowadays, but it is the best hypnotic thing that there is. So you're in it, the phone rings, the kids call, unless it is something important, you don't revert from here to go here. So that in itself, you're in a zone, in a hypnotic state. Now, if someone were to say, if you're auditory, if someone were to say something that you pick on it, either good or bad, it goes straight into your subconscious. And if you are tactile, someone can be touching you. And at that touch, good or bad, depending on who's touching, and if you're embracing the touch, you gravitate. Everything from day one until this very moment, it's like a camera. You look, you listen, you learn. That's done consciously. Now, the subconscious also has a way of doing it, which is it takes and stores every single thing from the day you were born and they place you on your mom's bosom to this very moment that you are sitting here. Every single action, reaction, every scent, all your 5 senses, touch, smell, everything that you have heard, everything that you have spoken. So all your 5 senses have awakened, right? And incorporated everything you see, you learn and incorporate. Another thing that your subconscious does, it brings back all that information. And I can literally ask, do you remember your BFF in 1st grade or 2nd grade? Elementary school? How many of you can remember your best friend's name? Anybody? Did you have a best friend? Your favorite teacher, right? See how fast you went to your elementary school to a best friend and a best teacher? All that information is in your subconscious. And the last thing the subconscious does, it goes and brings all that information to the front. It's like a camera. We do a rewind and then we pause and then we can bring it to the present and then play. That is how your mind works. So difference between a psychology and hypnosis, we delve into the subconscious mind faster than a psychologist, which is working with the conscious level, constantly asking questions, that it's all in here instead of where the programming and the platform is. Don't put me into education part because this is what I live for.
It's just so interesting. I'm so glad you explained that though, because it's just not what I thought it was. And I always come from being hypnotized as just a lack of not being able to control the situation. So that's probably why I've never been hypnotized.
So allow me to also share this. The difference between a hypnotherapist and a stage hypnotist. One is for show, one is for therapy. Okay, I will never make anyone quack or bark or play a guitar. Not even I choose not to go on stage. Why? Because do you know why people on stage get hypnotized?
They want to be.
Maybe they want attention. They believe it and they want to believe it.
That's one. But
they want to
everything
be
about
on stage.
hypnosis is a consent. If I don't have somebody's consent, because you give yourself permission to go within, you're not under anything, it's not a control, it's a choice, and you go within yourself. It's delving in, not under. So that's one of the corrections I always make. They say, I was under hypnosis. No, you never go because no one controls you. But what happens is on stage, the moment they say, who wants to volunteer? Aha, the word, volunteer to come up on stage. And people raise their hand, they go, me, me, me. So they're already giving consent to go into that state. And the person who comes for therapy, of course, they call, make an appointment. They're saying, I am willing. So without your consent, there is no going into hypnosis.
That is so amazing, Lisa. And also, I want to bring back, you mentioned heal within. What does that mean? And can you talk about more of that?
So I believe I healed within. And because of my own healing, that I no longer needed to have the ovarian cyst surgery because it was going to be my third time. And I healed. That's how I called my company, Heal Within. That's the name of my business. And so what does healing mean? We can forgive, we cannot forget. So healing is when we come to heal a pain. One of my courses is called I Take You from Pain to Gain. And the method I do is my 3E, which is evoke what was. It's delve deep. Doesn't even have to be deep. It can be from something that happened a week ago, right? We don't know when something happens. And it does not always have to go to our childhood. Not always. Most times it does. So we evoke what was, just like a lotus. And that's one of the things I loved about the lotus that you have behind you. Was doing this to see my lotus. And what is a lotus? Lotus is the most beautiful flower that blossoms, right? But until it blossoms, it's usually found in the muddiest and dirtiest of waters, and it's upside down. So in order for us to heal, we have to go in deep, dive into, so that we can acknowledge what happened. And it's not reliving it, it's acknowledging it from the distance. So that tapping into the subconscious, it's opening that camera and rewinding it, but we're not living at the time that it happened. We're just looking at it. It's just a camera, it's on screen, you're looking at a story, right? That happened in your history. So until you evoke it, acknowledge it. In order for you to heal any trauma, any pain, you have to embrace where you are currently. And that's how embracing I am good enough. This is where I am. This is the reality. This is what is happening right now. And that's where the lotus turns and comes to surface. And in order for it to evolve is when it opens up and says, I am ready to go to the next level. And that's where transformation, transition happens. So that's where the Evoke, Embrace, Evolve comes. We take you from pain to gain.
I love that. I wish more people will understand that, because I think like I experienced myself, like until I evoke, like went deeper on who I am, my story, and embrace it. We have to embrace our story, where we are, and just once you embrace it and you share it and you're conscious about what you went through and you understand that it happened to you for a reason, and you turn that into opportunities to evolve, just like you said. So I can personally see it on my personal story. So that's beautiful.
Yes.
Of that. So how would you recommend for women who, go deeper or just try to evoke on their lives?
Well, as women, I think, is everybody a woman in here?
Yes.
Okay, now we can talk. We have a lotus, and where I call it the veil is how do we unveil? If we are in any kind of a religious upbringing, there is a veil that we have to unveil. We get married, we have a veil, and usually the man or the father unveils, kisses, puts it back, and then says, okay, now you can go. And then the husband unveils and says, okay, now you're my wife. We get unveiled from the time that we lose our virginity. That's another threshold. So we're constantly being undone, unveiling, opening, expanding, right? So that's how I love to talk about it. As a woman, we also put a lot of titles, weight, burdens to protect, to safeguard, to armor, to protect ourselves in a comfort zone to be safe. So our core of who we are is a lotus. And who handles the lotus? When do we allow ourselves to tip over, to see our own beauty, and then have so
Again,
It's a cute face. It's a cute face that she froze at, though.
right at the moment where she's getting ready to tell us something so important.
And she freezes. Lucy
Blowing
looks
a kiss.
Hi, Lisa. What's going on? Well, while we're waiting for her to come back, I do want you all to know she does have some links on her QR code if you want to connect with her more. There is a lot more that she does that we aren't able to talk about. So I think we lost her. So her QR code was there and also is in the chat. Thank you, Candace, for putting that out there. Her book, her events. She was talking about the 3 E's and the event that I mentioned in her bio. That event she hosts once a year in September, and it's huge. It's all about empowering and helping you heal within. So it's a really cool event. She talks about it on her website. So if you're able to go ahead. I'm not sure where she lives. Did you know that, Jasmine?
I think she's in California. I'm not quite sure.
I think she is what I remembered.
Glendale, right outside
You're right.
of Los Angeles.
I think I even mentioned that today. Good, you were listening.
So
And yeah,
no,
I was gonna say that.
Yeah, Liz, she was asking how did I meet her. So she went to the Powerful Female Immigrants Lounge. She was a co-author on Volume 1, and she came for Volume 2 launch. So it was really cool to connect with her. I was like, you need to come and speak. Yeah.
I just saw her in the waiting
Did I
room.
lose
So here she
Yep,
is. Yeah.
we lost you.
I can't hear you.
Oh no.
We can hear
I
you.
can't hear anybody.
We can hear you.
Is it here? No,
Yeah,
Can
we
you hear us now?
I can't hear anybody. Why not? Ah, there we
How
go.
about now? How about now?
Now it's in here. Technology, I love it.
Right. Well, you were telling us where did we lose you?
Oh, I think we were talking about womanhood and where we
Yes.
are. We're always somebody else's, about somebody else, the titles we own, the labels that we take on. And at the end, who am I? Who am I? And I think that's what you were saying, Jasmine. Sometimes ladies who come to me, they're struggling so much. And when I ask them, what do you want? She says, I feel lost. I don't know. I don't know who I am anymore. I just want peace. I want peace. I want a sense of freedom, and I want to find me. And I think that's where it's like this level of not enough. I have to do this. I have to have that. I need this. I have to do it for, and then we get to do it over and over for somebody else. And that's where we lose perspective of who we are. So the ones who I work with, it's, I've shared this, there's a difference between confidence and self-esteem. And I know maybe we can talk about that later, but who we are, we lose track of the spirit, the spirituality of who we are as human beings and as women before any and all the other titles that we put. It's not about competition. It's about connection. So, Candace, I can't hear you. You have muted. You're muted.
On purpose.
I'm sorry, I forgot my background. Do you want me to put
on
that
purpose? I just said I love that. We're not in, competition. We're here to communicate together. So
Right. So that's exactly what it is. Communicate, connect, collaborate, and just, I say the word tribe, and people say, don't use that. It's not politically correct. It is a tribe, because it's the tribe that comes and says, I'm here to support you and uplift you. That's it. What can I do for you today? Just for today. If we can start living life just for now, just for today, and maybe tomorrow I will need help.
Yeah, especially in this business, like most of us are in multifamily real estate. It's all about action. It's all about partnerships. We cannot do it by ourselves. And what you mentioned before, it's so easy to get so caught up on my next deal and my next project, and that sometimes we forget to take care of about the little things that are going to make difference in our lives. Like, for example, the spiritual side for me is very important, because I know if my spirit is okay, I will be able to perform professionally and transactions and all that. Like, I'll be okay. If my personal life, my family is okay, I'm at peace, I'm gonna be able to, everything needs to be aligned.
So you do it for your family?
I'm sorry?
You do it for your family?
I'll do it for me, because I know if I'm at the best, if I'm living at my best version of myself, I'll be a better daughter, a better sister. And of course, they are very a strong wife.
A better daughter, a better sister. What about better me? There's a difference between liking yourself and loving yourself. How many of you love yourself? It's hard. It's hard to love yourself. And the reason I'm saying that, because there is conditions for everything. So unconditional love is just a tad difficult. And before we even get to love, because of all the things we're doing, but allow me to also say, this is my perception when I speak, Okay? It's not everybody else's. And how I like to say it is, why don't you get to like yourself first? And if you can become kinder to yourself, just 5% kinder today. And instead of dissing yourself, being critical to yourself, and I didn't do enough, I made a mistake, and all that, it's okay to make mistakes. It's not the end of the world. Believe me, it's not the end of the world. My website for my 3E event was supposed to be done Monday. Today is what? Tuesday. Is it going to go live? It's going to go live this afternoon. But you know what? I cannot control everybody. I can only control me. So there's 3 levels of stress. Do we cope with stress? Do we manage stress? Or do we become the mastery of stress, right? Because what is stress? Stress is what gives us pain. And what is pain is knowing that I feel powerless, I feel insecure, I feel anxious, and I feel all that negative talk coming in. Okay? So when we are talking is, gosh, at the end of the day, was I kinder to myself? Yes. What did I do to be kinder to me? Because when you are kinder to yourself and you like yourself for that day, believe me, this energy flows and other people will feel it and they automatically smile without even knowing why they're smiling being with you. So the next time you're doing something, just say, oh, I do it because I like it. I like it. And because I like it, I am happy. And because I'm happy, I can do better.
I'm glad you talked about what I like, and I am going to switch gears a little bit before we get into the Q&A. I like being financially free, and that's mostly what all of you are here for. So, Lisa, how can women elevate themselves financially?
I love it. How can we elevate ourselves financially? You're the expert in that.
Well, I got to ask you.
Of course. So allow me to, may I shift it? Money has energy. Money has blocks. And so it's all about how we hold, how we touch, how we, I used to work in a bank. I was a operations manager. No, new accounts manager, not operations. I never made it into operations. But one thing I learned, I always have cash around me. I love cash. So you work on bigger numbers, but you know, the thing about cash is, especially the American money, did you know that right here above 1, do you know what's the words on that? So many people don't even know what cash looks like. Everything is card. Everything is Venmo me. It's become, we don't even touch cash because somewhere a few years ago during COVID, they said, oh, don't touch cash because it can be dirty and the germs can pass. We've been touching cash for as long as I remember. I'm 63 years old. Maybe I've been touching cash for 50 years. Right in here, it says, in God, we trust. So money has energy. What do I want money for? How do I want to use it? And when I have it, how do I live my life? And how do I make an impact with what I have? That's why you are where you are. Because it's not about accumulation. It is what you said. It is the freedom that gives me to do what with it. And if I can make an impact with my freedom, the more I have a nonprofit for motherless children. So for me is when I have it, I live the life that I know and I feel the freedom to spend more, to give more, to help more. During Christmas times, I go and buy and I ask other people to give and bring just blankets. Why? Because I take those blankets and I go and give it to the homeless because it does get cold in California, believe it or not. So that is generating and giving back. So it's you having accumulation of the finances, the money is how do we do this? So together we have a bigger pool, and what we do with this bigger pool, we reinvest, reclaim, and give and make an impact. Maybe it is a nonprofit, maybe it is your family, maybe it is a bigger housing to house what? So have cash around, touch it, and say, thank you. This is all $1, but you know what? It's okay. I like them.
Oh, I love
and
that.
one more thing. One more thing. Because cash has energy, even in my wallet, I can go and I can pull it and I can show you. The energy about cash, and I can do this, and you will see all of them. They're all facing the same way. They're not upside down. They're not backwards. They're all facing the same way. So when I touch it, I am honoring the energy of that dollar bill. So
now I have to look in my wallet and see which way my dollar bills are. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. We have a lot of questions in the chat, and I want to open it up. I want to open it up. If anyone wants to unmute themselves and ask it in person, I understand. But if you don't, no problem. Yes, we've got some hands. If not, I'm going to read your questions to you. So, Brooke, go ahead.
Hey. It's so nice to see you here.
I love your hair.
Man, it was one of those days I just was not feeling like doing my hair. It's like I'm gonna pile it up, but thank you. It was a pleasure meeting you in Texas with the powerful female immigrants. I don't know if you remember me, but yeah, it was a pleasure to see you on here. So earlier we discussed using your using your past as an opportunity to help others. Well, my question is, how do you do that as an opportunity when there's other people involved that would rather keep it secret? So people who are very close to me know that I come from a very abusive childhood, okay? Physical, emotional, sexual is very bad childhood. And I am not always told to openly speak about these things because the people that have hurt me the most are still alive. And I was told it's better for me to wait until they pass before I share that story to inspire other people. So I juggle with this a lot. Like when I go on a podcast or I go on somebody and they ask, who is Brooke Ceballos Pinedo? Why are you the way you are? To tell us your story. And it's very hard for me, and I struggle and I scammer and I usually drop it and give them a half-assed answer. So how do you deal with that, and how do you overcome with that? Because I feel like that's kind of a daily battle for me.
A daily battle?
It's a constant battle, especially now that I'm putting myself out there more and people are asking more questions, and I have to tread lightly, and people feel that I have a reputation of being very open and transparent and an open book. But I struggle with my past because my past, the people who are involved are still alive. And they are very angry that I even talk about having an abusive childhood, because they feel that it puts our family in a bad light. And my answer to them is the truth hurts. I don't give a shit. The truth hurts. So I juggle with that. And I just tell them the truth hurts. It is what it is. And eventually the truth's going to come out whether you guys are alive or not. And my concern is it's a battle of respect for those people that are in my life, because they are family. And I struggle with that. And I don't know what feedback you have on how do you inspire people and how do you create opportunities from a past when you have these people that are trying to keep you quiet about it.
Okay. So I hear a few things. One is challenge. The other is struggle. The other one is keep quiet. So it all comes to shame. And yet there's a dichotomy. You say, I am an open book. And you cannot be here and here. And well, it's not that you can't be, you are. And that's where your struggle is. It's not about others. It's your struggle. What shall I say? What shall I do? Shall I be me? Shall I be open? Shall I keep quiet? So it is, in my line of work, there's a word that I would like to take out of the vocabulary. It's called should. Should. Master Gilboyne, whom I studied with, and I know I saw the name over there, he would say should is for shit. So why? Because should means, should I eat this pint of ice cream, Brooke? Should I?
Does it taste good? Is it dairy free? No.
That's not the
What's your
question. Shall
mood?
I? Should I eat it?
Yeah.
Should I?
I don't know. You coulda, woulda, shoulda. Do you want to eat it? Do you want to do it? If you want to
Yeah,
do
I
it,
do want
then
it. Should
do
I?
it.
Okay, thank you.
Should you?
Now
No,
I
it's probably
ate.
not
No,
good for you.
You said yes. Allow me. One at a time. You said yes. So I ate it. Now I'm sick. Now it's your fault. I asked you. So what should really does, it takes the responsibility off of me and puts it on another person. Should I? That means I don't know. Give me permission or tell me.
No, what I don't want is them coming out. I understand that. And normally I don't ask for permission. I do what I want. I'm very direct that way, but I don't want them coming out of the rafters. You understand? And
I understand. Allow me to say one thing.
Okay.
This is not a therapy. You asked me a question. The question is not very clear for me to be simple, because this is not a simple question. Mine are alive as well. So it is about heal within. It is about you knowing this is what happened, and finding the space and the arena to share. And you can turn around and say, it's not time for me to share, and own it and know this is the time or this is not the time. And if I were to share it, I have to, as they say, woman up or man up, to say, it was time for me to share this. And frankly, yes, you did. And be ready, because as you know, when it's a success, you might not be with other people, you're overshadowing to reach that level. And when you become vulnerable, and is your sharing going to help you heal more? Do you need to be an open book to heal? So it's all that for you to sit with yourself and say, I can be an open book tomorrow. And frankly, they did it. They paid the price. Or I'm not ready at this moment. Or number 3, I don't need to share it to heal what happened. Because frankly, it is part of the history. It is not reality. Your reality is the emotion you connect and you hold on to. It is not happening now. So it is your choice. I can share it, or I can just hold it, do my own healing. And when I heal, frankly, the energy, it no longer, because in reality, I do hug my cousin. And I know what happened when I was 8 years old, but it's not affecting me anymore, because it is not now. What happened? Maybe he didn't even know that what happens in his family, he turned it around and did it to me. So I, being where I am, I understand the dynamics. And My anger is not there. My resentments are not there. My punishment is no longer there. And I'm okay. I don't have to name him. I can say this is what happened. If you want to write about it, you don't have to say the words of the names. Frankly, you can just say this is where I come from. And because this is what happened in my life. And if your family, there's people who may, some will isolate and say, I want to have nothing to do with her. And that's another thing you have to be ready to say, that is okay because I'm okay with it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Did that help?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I've been doing, but yeah, I agree with you.
Own up, stand up, and show up for you. And be okay if some leave. It's okay.
I'm very okay with that. I have very hard
Big hug
boundaries,
to you,
but yeah.
girl. Big hug to you. Big hug
Thank
to
you.
you.
You're
Thank
very
you, Brooke,
sweet.
for sharing. Thank you, Brooke, because I feel
Yeah.
like a lot of us on this call can definitely relate to the things that you're saying. So thank you for being the one to step up and say that. I really appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am.
It's
I
how
love
we
you, Brooke.
safeguard and protect ourselves. Was there
Yes.
another hand?
Yes, that was me. Thank you guys.
Hello, Liz.
Hello, Lisa. Yeah, thank you, Brooke, for sharing. That was a lot, and I really appreciated all that sharing. That was I think that I wanted to hear about how you healed yourself physically, because what happened to me, I manifested in the form of an autoimmune disorder that expresses itself on my skin, which goes in line with the armor that I try to protect myself with. And so I was curious, that dialogue that you had with yourself about not needing to have that cyst anymore. What is that dialogue? Can you go into that a little bit about how do I tell my body to it's okay to heal now?
Well, what exactly is autoimmune system? It's throughout your biggest gland, which is the skin. And what does the skin do? It's the biggest organ that we have in our body, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you mind for us to have a 2-minute think together?
No, that's fine.
All right. So the biggest organ on your body does what? Your skin does what?
Takes in oxygen and covers the other organs.
It protects you. It's a layer. Remember I talked about a veil? Here's the biggest veil.
That's all right. Here we are.
It's like a glove it's like the skin is the glove that we put on. Okay. So the skin also has little pores that it takes the oxygen, information, sensation, and incorporates. And from the skin, it goes deeper into you. Okay. So throughout the year, you have peeled away a lot of dead skin. But that's what your physical body has done. Now, I don't know what has impacted, how you have been impacted by touch. That are you more kinesthetic? Are you touchy-feely?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's why it affects your body through your skin. People who have fibromyalgia, I did 15 years of massage, and I used to do hypnomassage, which is doing the hypnosis while I'm doing the massage to release pain. I worked with cancer patients to do the lymphatic massages. So it's releasing what's from the inside, and the skin issue is it needs to come to surface for you to release it. So when it comes to surface, do you have a dialogue with your body? Have you ever done a deep subconscious level dialogue? So how do you feel what you feel? Is it pain? Is it sensation? Is it heat? Is it what?
I shut down.
You shut down. What happens to the body?
Like I become
Flare?
inflamed. Yeah.
Okay, so it's heat. It
Okay.
flares up and it's inflammation.
Yeah.
And how you treat it is most probably what? How do you treat your inflammation and flare? How do you cool? How do you cool off?
I try to eat clean and I try to take cold showers. Is
You
that,
try.
I mean,
Do you?
occasionally.
Okay, so when you feel that inflammation and heat, instead of suppressing it, I need you to ground yourself with Mother Earth. That means sit on grass, especially uh, in the evenings when it's a little bit moist. You go and sit there and make sure that you take your shoes off so your feet also touch the grass. Barefoot in the garden, yes. Barefoot in the garden. And the palm of your hands, you put it down so you can touch Mother Earth. That's grounding.
Okay.
Okay, so cool showers are good, but to cool yourself, also I have a whole guided visualization that I do in my book. It's called Heal Thy Mind Body. You can find it on Amazon. It also says, here's one of the things you can do when you're under the shower, taking a shower, close your eyes and allow the water that comes with pressure or trickling down from the top of your head to wash away all stressors and say, I now release all negativity. I now release and forgive all those who have hurt me physically, mentally, emotionally by touch, especially those who have touched me either spiritually, those who have touched me wrong, those who have touched me by the words that they have said, I release and just let it go and let it go down the drain. Watch it go down the drain and just go. I now release it and just love your skin, massage your skin, loofah your skin, especially if it has got some nice scent that you like, lavender, eucalyptus, whatever it is, and love. Put talc on your body, perfume on your body that you love. So every time you go, thank you. Thank you to your body. Thank you. Because this glove feels everything you want to feel.
Thank you, Lisa. That was beautiful.
You're welcome.
We have one more question. Miss Karen, you've been
Yes,
so
Karen.
patient.
Hi,
I
I
love the
want
way
to.
she lets loose.
I know. Love it.
Hello. I'm so happy that I got on this call. So my problem is with my mother. My mother is now 84 years old. I'm a twin with a brother and my younger brother. Anyway, it stems from childhood, right? So my brothers pretty much, my mom is dead to them, right? So I've been the only one that's kind of, even with the resentment that I feel for her, I'm the one that has constantly been there for her. Unfortunately, now at her age, I can't be that sweet and loving and like I care for her, but what she wants from me now is like time, like this loving that usually daughters have for their moms, and I don't have that. So anyway, she recently moved out this weekend, but she needs, there's she now I'm realizing that I need to step up. I need to put that aside because my mom can't be by herself. And then the people that are surrounding her are only around her for monetary reasons, not because they really care about her. And I'm like, but that's my mom. What am I doing? So my question is, how do I let her in, I guess. I don't know. My mom's not gonna last more, right? She's already in that age. She forgets everything. But I've tried all kind of ways. And I
What
thought
is the
that
question?
the question is, I don't know how to love her the way she wants me to.
Do you have to?
I don't know. I mean,
Okay.
yes,
So
because she needs it.
here's the difference. Do you care?
Do I care?
Do you care about your mom?
Oh,
You do.
yes, I care about my mom.
Exactly. So caring, and I said earlier, kindness. Become kinder, and you don't have to love the way she wants. Understand how she needs to be loved. Is it by words? You know, there is a book called The Five Languages of Love by Chapman. And it's understanding how she, like my mother, after my father died, a year after, I moved in with her.
That's
It took 2 years of struggle because I lived on my own for 31 years and then I had to move in. What I didn't realize is this trajectory of her thinking I'm 16 years old and behaving as if, talking to me as if I am 16, and yet owning who I am. And I believe that's where you are. You're saying, I don't feel
yes.
love, but I feel obligation. I
Yes.
feel I must do this. Well, as the good daughter, as who we are, we choose, because that's a choice, that you can become a caregiver versus loving her. Be caring instead of loving. If you have not received the love that you want or do not know how to love her, start by, you know what? I can bring her and care for her and be caring and be kinder and learn, because there is so much for us to learn. I've learned in the last 4 years more than what is a relationship, because I'm a single. I have no siblings. So the buck stops over here. I have to take it all. The father figure, her mother, where she came from, her directiveness for control issues from her mother, to giving it to me, to not having my father to care for, or the safe security, right? So now it's like not knowing how to deal with me. But I have grown, and you will grow to be kinder to you. Believe it or not, it's a difficult, but it's you learning, okay, I understand what she's doing. I will care for her. But that means I have to be kinder to myself, because that's the little girl. It's the little girl in you that is having the difficulty, not the adult. The adult is struggling. How do I bring this when the little girl in me, the younger self of mine, is still having issues?
Thank you.
Thanks, Karen. Lucy, will be our last one.
Hello, everyone.
I love
Thank
what
you,
Nelly
Karen.
said.
Thank you, Karen. That was very lovely. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, everyone else who shared their
You're
stories as
welcome.
well. It's very, it pretty much motivates you and gives you a lot of opportunity to learn from each other. And thank you all the hosts for bringing Lisa in. This is, wonderful, Lisa. Everything we're listening right now is so interesting, and I'm very passionate about hypnosis. I've been for a very long time, and I'm Lucy Barachina, and I am known as the holistic pharmacist. And so, and so my question is related. It goes related to Liz, actually, because. Everybody knows about hypnosis. Well, a lot of people knows about hypnosis, and we've been talking about the power of talking to ourselves and loving ourselves. But my question is, how do we as women, we're very caring. I'm a Hispanic woman. We're, coming from a very caring family. How do we find the power within ourselves in order to heal? Find that healing that we need?
How do we find the power within ourselves?
Mm-hmm.
It's acknowledging that we are powerful, first and foremost, because we give our power away. We give our power away to please others. And we give our power for other people to feel better, for them to feel good, and the people pleasing, and realizing here's the difference. Giving is different than giving permission. And giving away our power, we don't realize that there's a lot of people that come and they want to control. And when you say, how do we find the power within, is understand that we are born with that gift. There is nothing about who we are. I have the wrong accent for years. The first thing it became a pet peeve. They would say, where are you from? It's like, don't do that. It's like you don't even see me, but the first thing you're asking me is about my accent. So the moment I would get upset with that, I've already given power away. That means it's just, I let go of who I am. Now I'm concentrated on the accent. So healing within comes to say, I am good enough. I'm good enough for me. I'm short. That's exactly the height I'm supposed to be. I have an accent. Yes, I speak 4 languages. I have an accent. I'm not from where you are, because even people in America, people from New York, Nashville, Kentucky, California, we all have different accents. So it doesn't make who you are a mistake. Knowing that you are not a mistake, knowing that from the day you were born and you were conceived, that is not a mistake. So even ones who come and say, well, I was in an accident. There is no such thing as an accident. There's 2 people did something and something happened. That seed, that spirit that chose to be where you are today is a human, is not an accident. So I hope you come to understand and you have the power, but what do you want that power to be? What do you want the power for? Yeah. And what does heal within mean? Not everybody needs to heal. They just want to exist. And it's delving deeper that not everybody, literally, I've got friends of mine that will not come to my Empowering Women's event because they're like, you know what? Okay, if I need anything, I've got a book, I'll read a book. By all means. Some of them read novels and murder mysteries. They rather be busy with other things in life and their shoppings and everything, and they have never read a self-help book. And that's okay, because that's where they are. Accept people for who they are, where they are. That's where I come. When we take expectations and turn it into hope and realization, then there is no failure. Goal means getting there and then creating another one. Getting there and creating another one. There is no end to a goal. Even a house, when it's built, it's the foundation, and then it's the buildings, and then the electrical engineer goes in there, then you have to create all the rooms, and then the AC goes in there, and then the drywalls go until it's livable, and then the people come and say, oh, I like this house. Can you do the room bigger? And then I want to so we're never ending. We are always evolving. So there is no end goal. And we heal one thing, there is another thing to heal, and another thing to heal. As long as we're on this earth, we are always healing and loving and caring and expanding and blossoming.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Lisa.
You are so welcome. I thank you. May I gift something to everybody?
Of course. Yes, go ahead.
So every one of
the
you,
last people who stayed on, you're good. You win.
I don't know how many people we have on. I have no idea. 5 of us? No, there it says 18. Okay, so here's my gift to you. 2 things. First of all, the entire time you've been either laying down or sitting, no matter if it is on a chair or in a bed, do you realize that you have been supported?
Right.
And not once did you think about that chair supporting your weight. Can you do me a favor? If there is any extra baggage, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, if there is a dead weight, a weight that is like a burden, and you've been taking it on without realizing, either consciously or unconsciously, do this. 1, 2, 3, you're gonna clap with me. 1, 2, 3, drop, 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 and let it all drop into the chair, into the bed, and go on Mother Earth. That's number 1. Number 2, place your hands upon your chest, your heart. And the other hand, the free hand, which is the receiver, which is the left hand, goes on your tummy, which is your core, your intuition, from the place that we are connected from day one to our mother, and we get nourishment from there. Loving our mothers or not loving our mothers, it doesn't matter. It's about you. Right now, it's your hand on your belly button, which is the center of your being. Your belly button from the top of your head all the way down to the bottom of your feet is your core, is your center. So you place your hand on your center and you say, I now protect myself.
Protect myself.
Can we unmute everybody?
Yep.
I would love, is this being recorded?
Yes.
Oh, thank God. Okay, everybody say this together. I pledge allegiance.
I
pledge
Allegiance
to accept
to
Accept,
accept
and appreciate myself
And appreciate myself
far more deeply
far
more deeply
than ever before.
than
ever before.
With my receiving hand,
my
receiving hand,
I receive the best the world has to bring.
I receive the best the world has to bring.
And protect myself
and
To protect myself
to my core.
from my core.
And with my giving hand,
With my giving hand,
I give upon myself
I give upon myself
the best that I can be.
the best that I can be.
Today,
Today, right now,
Right now.
show up,
show up,
show up,
stand up,
Stand up.
stand up,
and speak up.
Speak
up.
Speak up.
because I matter.
because
I
I
matter.
matter.
Amen.
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 Okay.
And here's my last gift. Okay, I'm going to put it in the chat. All right. When you text the word relax to 818-221-2797, it will pre-prompt it for you to put your email or text and an audio recording of Relax and Unwind, half an hour hypnosis with my voice, with my hypnotic voice, not my regular voice. It will be gifted to you so you can listen to it, not while you're driving or operating a machine. State that you are sitting, laying in a place where you are comfortable and safe, and just listen to it and allow yourself to relax and unwind. And I thank you all for being here and your participation and being open to share, because you know, the more you speak, the more you have a voice, the more you honor you.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
We're so grateful to have you here. And just, if you can just share really quick about your event, we try to share.
Yes. Okay, so I am first of all excited and honored to have Jasmine, who said yes to be part of my book. It is The Powerful She. It is a book of collaborative book. We have 3 spots for me to close, and if anybody else wants to, you can go to The Powerful. It's not typing. Okay, Jasmine can share it. Powerful girl, powerfulshe.com. There we go. So my event is going to be my 9th, and I believe my last annual event, Empowering Women. It's going to be held here in Los Angeles. It's going to be an all day from 9 a.m. until we close. So it's going to be an all day. We have few speakers, and the panel of the speakers who is going to be some of the authors from my book. I am going to be presenting. We have top-notch speakers that are going to be there. And by tomorrow, our website will be live and you get to see that. Number 3 is we're going to have book signing at the end, red carpet, celebrities. I've got community leaders that are going to be there. And the next day I'm doing a workshop. It's a 3-hour workshop for hypnosis and heal within. So that entire thing is going to be the event. And I welcome each and every one of you to come. And I would love to hug you all. And so I'm honored to say, because Jasmine is one of our authors, and so I would love to meet all of you in person.
Yes. Thank you so much. And thank you for sharing that. I hope everyone is looking in the chat and saving that as well. If you enjoyed being here today, I know we went a little over, so thank you for staying with us. If you enjoyed it, please visit the website that's in the chat. You can receive details about our next Zoom calls and our upcoming events. And we look forward to having you as part of our Massive Capital Girls Society community. Thank you again, Lisa. We loved having you, and we can't wait to be at your event and meet you in person.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much, Jasmine, Maria, Candace, and everyone else, especially the ones who raised your hand.
Yes, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Good night. Good night.